Well, Stat here. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be profiling my S-Force deck. I wanted to profile this before the next set because I feel like it's good to become acquainted with the deck. And if you guys are interested, I will upload a updated profile after the new support comes out. But until then, I feel like this is the best way to play it. And I'm excited to show this to you guys because it's one of my favorite archetypes. If you enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like, leave a comment down below. I always enjoy interacting with each and every one of you, and please consider subscribing for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh content. Hit the notification bell for when I go live and upload. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, AtlasStatYGO. We also have a Discord. I would love for you to be part of our awesome community. All you have to do to join our Discord is click the link down in the description. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So first we are playing triple S-Force Edge Razor. Now whenever this card is no more than special summon, you could special summon a S-Force monster from your hand. So this is treated as an extender. And also, if your opponent's monsters are in the same column as an S-Force monster, then these effects trigger. And with this one, your opponent can't use their monster as link material if they're in the same column as an S-Force monster. We're playing triple S-Force Chiyomaru. This is your primary starter. You got to play 3 of this. Whenever it's on the field, quick effect, you can bounce this to your hand, banish an S-Force card from your hand to special summon an S-Force monster from your deck. And if your opponent controls a monster in the same column as an S-Force monster, they can only target this for attacks. We are playing triple Gravitino. If it's in the same column as one of your opponent's monster, if your opponent's monster leaves the field, then it's banished instead of going to the graveyard. Also, when this card is normal special summon, you can add an S-Force card from your deck to your hand. You primarily want to banish this off of your Chiyomaru, because with Chiyomaru's effect, you could summon a Platina, which you're playing 2 copies of, and then when Platina is summoned from deck, you could bring this back from the banish zone. So it all works out. And then this effect will trigger the search for any S-Force card. The only reason we're playing 2 Platina instead of 3 is because I find 3 gets too cloggy. You end up drawing into it when you don't necessarily need to. But I also feel like 1's not enough, so in the meantime, we're just playing 2 copies. We're playing 1 S-Force Orifice. This card can banish an S-Force monster from your hand to pop an opponent's card. It's not that great of a card. I mean, it is a quick effect, but you're not going to be banishing cards from your hand all the time, which is why we're playing it at 1 copy. It does have a neat column effect where if your opponent controls a monster in the same column as an S-Force monster, they can't target S-Force monsters with card effects, so it does come in handy. We're playing 1 S-Force Dog Tag. If your opponent summons a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if their monsters are the same column as your S-Force monster, their monsters can't activate effects. This card's alright, but the problem is it's not a quick effect. It's not like you're going to be spamming this on your opponent's turn, so it's why we're only playing 1 of this. It doesn't... You don't need to play more than 1 copy. And after the new support releases, this actually might be one of the cards we drop. But for now, we do need another S-Force name, which is why we're playing 1 copy. We're playing 1 Dimension Shifter. Believe it or not, the graveyard does not matter to us, so we just benefit from it. To ensure that our S-Force monsters' effects go off, we are playing the Gamma package. Again, we got to make sure our S-Force monsters go off. We're playing triple S-Force Bridgehead, and of course the 1 terraforming to search it. Whenever S-Force Bridgehead is activated, we can add an S-Force monster from deck to head. So we can search our Chiyomaru, or if we have Chiyomaru already in our hand, we can search our Gravitino to get our combo going. And once per turn, if our S-Force monster in the same column as one of our opponent's monster would be destroyed by battle, we can protect it from that battle, and it's only once per turn. Not the greatest field spell, but I do like that it can search, and it does offer us a little bit of protection. We're playing triple S Force Showdown. It is a quick play spell where we can special summon a S Force monster from our hand or add one from our graveyard to our hand. We're primarily going to be summoning one from our hand during our opponent's turn, mainly our Chiyomaru, because its effect is a quick effect. So we just pretty much combo on our opponent's turn. We're playing Triple Pot of Prosperity. Yes, I am sorry. You gotta play expensive draw cards. Unfortunately, Desires got limited. We're playing one Reinforcement of the Army. This is to search our Chiyomaru. One Call by the Grave to counter hand traps. One Dimension Fissure. Any monster sent to the graveyard is banished instead. This could actually prevent our opponent from drolling us, because droll has to hit the graveyard in order to activate its effect. And also, like I said earlier in the video, we don't care about the graveyard. We don't utilize the graveyard that much. We're playing Triple S Force Chase. This is a compulsory evacuation device. We're going to be searching this with a Gravitino when it's summoned. You could bounce monsters on your opponent's side of the field to their hand equal to the number of different S-Force monsters you control. And if this is in your graveyard, you could just banish this as the cost of one of your S-Force monsters. So instead of Chiyomaru bouncing itself and banishing a Gravitino in your hand, if you don't have Gravitino to banish, you can just banish this from your graveyard instead to get its effect. So it's a really neat card. And then to finish off the trap lineup, we were playing 2 Torrential Tribute. This deck does struggle a lot with being able to keep up against fast-paced decks and swarming decks. So we need to be able to control. And then we're playing 2, there can only be 1. This card actually works in our favor because each S-Force monster is a different type. So this is more likely going to screw over your opponent than it is you. So that is the main deck. Getting into the extra deck, we are playing 2 S-Force Justify. Honestly, this card isn't that great. We're only playing 2 of it because of Prosperity. But this card is able to negate an opponent's monster's effect and move it into a zone it points to. And if this card declares an attack, it can banish all monsters this card points to. So it's kind of a cool card. We're playing 1 Masquerena. This card is actually part of the S-Force lore, which is really cool. But it's a generic Link monster. Playing 1 Appaloosa. Believe it or not, we can spam up to 4 monsters in a turn. So it's not difficult to go into Appaloosa, especially on our opponent's turn. We're playing 1 Underworld Goddess. I say this in every video. I think it's the best Link monster in the game. It's essentially a kaiju, a ghost spell, a skill drain. It's just a great card overall. We're playing 1 Boral Sword Dragon for the OTK, 1 Nightmare Unicorn for the spin, 1 Nightmare Phoenix for spell and trap card destruction, 1 Unchained Abomination for the pops. We're playing 1 Abyss Dweller to lock our opponent. We don't go into rank 4s that often, but sometimes we do end up in a situation where we open with Edge Razor and Aura Fist, and that's just an instant rank 4. We're playing Evil Swarm Exciton Knight for board wipe, and the same with Zeus. We're playing 1 Psyframe Lord Omega because of the Gamma package, and 1 Borrowed Savage Dragon, again, because of the Gamma package, and sometimes we do go into this after we link. And then we're playing 1 Elder Entity Natis, just in case our opponent tries to dogmatic kind of shenanigans us and force us to send something from our extra deck to the graveyard. We at least have something to send to get a pop. So that's it for the extra deck. Now getting in to the combos. So we're going to draw into our test hand here. Okay. So this is actually really good because we have Call by the Grave just in case our opponent tries to ash us. And then we actually have Gravitino and we have the search card. So we're going to activate Bridgehead to search for our Chiyomaru. Remember, Chiyomaru is one of our primary extenders. We need to have it in our hand. So we're going to normal summon Edge Razor. Edge Razor allows us to summon an S-Force monster from our hand. So we'll go Chiyomaru. We can activate Chiyomaru's quick effect, allowing us to banish Gravitino from our hand and bouncing this back to our hand. And we can special summon Platina from deck. Platina's effect will activate, allowing us to bring Gravitino back to our hand or to the field. And then Gravitino's effect will activate, allowing us to add S-Force Chase to our hand. And because we have 3 different S-Force monsters on the field, we're able to bounce up to 3 different monsters our opponent controls. So we could set this, and there could only be one. And if we haven't used our Call by the Grave, we could also set this. And then we have our Chiyomaru to use for our next turn. So this is what your end board will look like. Now we'll do another test hand. So this is our hand. We're going to activate Reinforcement of the Army. Again, we have Gamma in our hand, so if our opponent tries to Ash us, we can just, Gamma them. We're going to add Chiyomaru to our hand. So this will go to Graveyard. We're going to normal Chiyomaru, and again, we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to banish our Edge Razor. And we could either summon our Gravitino to add S-Force Chase to our hand, or we can summon our Platina to bring back our S-Force Edge Razor, which allows us to summon our Dog Tag. And we have 4 monsters on the field. This is what I was saying about during the Extra Deck segment, where we could just easily link this off for an Appaloosa, and then we could just do whatever. Or we can link for Masquerena, and depending what our opponent does, we could just work from there. But yeah, we could just set this, and yeah, I mean, it's really up to you. It really depends on the situation. But yeah, you could go, instead of going into this, you could go into your Gravitino, set your S-Force Chase, but you're only going to be able to bounce up to 2 monsters. Or you could just swarm the field by bringing Platina from the deck. So that's one thing you can do. So we'll do one more test hand. Okay, drawing into our hand, we got Chiyomaru. Wow, okay. So we're going to activate Terraforming to get us our S-Force Bridgehead. And we're going to activate S-Force Bridgehead after we search it. And this is going to get us our S-Force Edge Razor. We're going to activate Reinforcement of the Army. We're going to try to bait an Ash. But if they don't have it, then we'll just add this to hand. We're going to normal summon S-Force Edge Razor. Do the same thing as before. Summon Chiyomaru. Chiyomaru's effect will activate, bouncing this to hand. Banish Gravitino. We're going to search. Or special summon, I mean, for Platina. Platina will bring back Gravitino. And we could search for one of 2 things. We could bring out S-Force Showdown. That way we could special summon another monster to link into a Link 4. Or special summon on our opponent's turn to disrupt him. Or we could go for S-Force Chase, which is, I think, the better option. So we'll just set the S-Force Chase, and then now we could just bounce up to 3 different monsters our opponent controls. So that concludes today's deck profile and tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, if this video gets 20 likes, I will do an update. If you enjoyed this video, give it the like. Leave a comment down below. I love to hear your thoughts on this archetype. And as always, I enjoy interacting with each and every one of you. Please consider subscribing for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. Hit the notification bell for when I go live or upload a video. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, @LestatYGO. We also have a Discord. I would love for you to be part of our awesome community. Link to that is down in the description. Until next time, I will see you in the next video.